All right, we up right after this.
Look, look, I'm a rock star in real life. We was doing Grand Theft Autos, hitting licks, home invasions. It was a good night. Take the goods to the plug, then he bring us back by 2K. Feeling like a baller, see the Jordan on my shoelace. Nuketown, stepping off buses, hopping on fences. Call of Duty, me and my we in the trenches. Camping at the crib, playing true crime LA. Santa Dre's nice, bumping Ice Cubes, good days. Such a 90s baby though. If we grind it, then we grind it, man. I feel like Tony Hawk. And my homies got the iron, man. They feel like Tony Stark. And you better watch your head, cause it get wicked up the top. Feeling like Kobe back in his prime. If we talk about the numbers, then I probably go LeBron. I'm a lion out the jungle.
Yo, what it do, what it ain't, what it is. It's your boy, Mr. Wilson, and I'm back live with another one. Let me do a quick sound check. We got sound, we got audio, we got visual. Let's make it happen, man. What it do, what it ain't, what it is. It's your boy, Mr. Wilson. I'm back with another one, and I want to welcome you to the new look of the break room. I've been dibbling and dabbling and just putting some things together, and I just want to say thank y'all for tuning in with me. I did want to give y'all a sneak peek of the break room and just show you the new look. This is the baseline of it, right? So, I'm gonna put in different camera angles and stuff like that, and just try to make it real funky, real fresh. Today is not so much about the Steelers as my other videos. This is more so just talking about the fact that I want to do this for a long time now. And I was really apprehensive, and I just really got in my own way from doing this sort of thing. I think it's really crazy how last couple of days I've been seeing videos of, we all see the just start videos, but I saw videos talking about start a channel and don't tell nobody about it. And, and that's pretty much what I did. I kind of, I had this channel originally because of my photography and videography business. And, I would post videos on here, and I wouldn't really think much of it because I didn't really get much interaction on YouTube. So, but at the time, most of my interaction came from YouTube with Mr. Wilson Media. So I didn't really think too much of YouTube. But lately I just been feeling the need to just like unplug from like what I do know as far as people and things, and just trying to learn new places, new people, new things. And so, I kind of thought it was weird how I came across those videos after that's exactly what I did. I started this page up. I restarted the page back up. I told no one. I might have had like 20 subscribers, if that. It might have been more like 15. And, I was trying to, I remember a couple weeks ago, I was at the Commanders game. It was just like 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. I was at the Commanders game, and, I wanted to go live, and it's like, oh, you can't go live until you have 50 subscribers. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. I don't have 50 subscribers. I said, but that's all right. I'm going to get 50 today from the game. And I never forget, I had like 30. And I was like, dang. So I couldn't go live. But I kept making posts, and I kept posting, and I kept, pushing out stuff. And, it went from 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 400. We're at like 402 right now. And I'm very proud of that. I got that in like a week and a half almost, of just active posting and active engagement and stuff like that. So, 400 followers in like 2 weeks, I'll take that, and I do appreciate each one of you for taking time out of your day to check in with me on the program I call the Break Room. And it's through my business, Mr. Wilson Media. So, I know you all have busy schedules and you all got things going on, so I don't take it lightly, but it is encouraging, when I do make posts And subscribers were people were commenting. People I don't even know were commenting. Hey, you had great talking points. Thank you for posting this video. I was feeling the same way. You gained a subscriber. Keep up the good work. And so, I mean, all that stuff is just encouraging. And so, yeah, I kind of started this back up randomly, but I had been sitting on it for a while too. Um, I had been talking about doing this, starting a channel and stuff like that. Well, doing what I'm doing now, as far as like talking about sports or talking about life or whatever. I've been talking about that for like 2 years. I had a podcast with a couple of gentlemen I was going to do, and for one reason or another, it never really got off the ground. And I think more so, I might have been one of the people holding it up because I didn't want to sound like anybody else. At the time, there was so many people talking about relationships and stuff like that, and I really just didn't want. I didn't want to sound like everyone else. I wanted to kind of do what we do and put our own spin on things. So, but with this right here, you know, I could talk about Steelers all day long. You know, I'm a gamer. I be on Call of Duty. I could talk about that all day long. I mean, we got stories going back 10 years, with my buddies and how we would be online like 20 hours straight. Uh, we'll be, I would run downstairs, in between matches, like 2 minutes, snatching stuff, running back up the stairs before the match would start back up. And, I would be glued to my recliner playing Call of Duty, um, with my boys, but as you navigate through life, your responsibilities change and people priorities change as well, respectfully, and so now, I've run into a different crew, and I'm trying to get my schedule together, and I'm trying to get my game stream set up together. This is more like my podcast. And this is, like I said, this is the foundation for my podcast. I'm definitely going to add another camera angle, but this is just the foundation. And so I want to be able to, stream my games and and just show that side of me as well. Because I'll play Call of Duty all day long. Again, I'll still play Call of Duty all day long as I have anything else going on. I'll be on there. Um, what else? But yeah, so I wanted to formally, you know, re-welcome each and every one of you to the break room. And everything you see has been brought to you by my growth and my learning of the photography and videography industry. And I hope that you can see uh through, like, visually and from the audio and everything like that, like, wow, this looks top notch. And I don't want to give you all a bad product. I want to give you all a top notch product. And I just want to have fun with it. um I want to be able to invite fans on. I want to be able to invite people who are fans of other teams that we might be playing that week. I want to be able to invite them on and just have good conversations. Talk a little trash, but for the most part, talk gameplay and talk facts. Take the feelings out of it. Um, so I want to kind of briefly talk about the Thursday night game. What went right, what went wrong. You know, and off top, I just want to give the Browns organization, the Browns players, coaches, fans. I want to give you all um, the tip of my cap and just say congrats on the win. Um, they talked about trap game this, trap game that. Hey, look, the Browns are an NFL team as well, and Even though it's a Thursday night, it's still the same still goes. Any given Sunday, any given week, you have to play your best game. I feel as though the Steelers, from a Steelers perspective, the slow start absolutely crushed us. The slow start absolutely crushed us, and I say that in a sense that the slow start absolutely crushed us, and I'm doing that. I just did that because this is my second take of recording this, and I recorded the whole first take. Like I said, this is a new setup. I recorded the whole first take, went to save it, and getting ready to upload it, and none of the audio recorded. So I will be periodically checking to make sure my audio is still intact, and that was time consuming. And I probably should have had this video up like 3 hours ago, but hey, these are the growing pains of starting a channel. These are the growing pains of doing the sort of thing of being like a podcaster and streaming. And this is my first time working, on this specific platform and doing this specific thing. So this is a more interactive way of presenting the content, and it's a faster way of presenting the content as well. But yeah, I think the slow start absolutely crushed us. I heard there's supposed to be like flurries. Man, they ain't say anything about a snowstorm. That was a snowstorm. And so yeah, the slow start kicked us in the butt. I really hope the Steelers saw, how, they kind of took time for granted in the sense that, they're like, all right, we usually come back in third and fourth quarter. Yeah, I mean, we do, and we did. But imagine if they would have came out with the same intensity, making adjustments, executing plays, being precise, and executing to a level of eliteness that will, form success against your opponent. Myles Garrett came out first quarter, first half, absolutely had a monster game. And all credit to him. But TJ, he's one of the players. As time goes on, he wrecks the game, especially late in the game. That's where he makes an impact. And I really believe the snow absolutely changed everything. But all you can do is dust your hands, and move on to the next week. So yeah. On that note, for Thursday night, I really believe Thursday night games, I don't want to say they're ruining the league, but they're pretty. I don't want to say they're pointless because they do have a point. But if we're going to talk about player safety and advocate player safety and stuff like that, Thursday night games are a waste of everyone's effort, because that I mean, just like we had 2 days to prepare, they had 2 days to prepare, and there's no way you can come off of intense games and have, if you have like a cakewalk of a week, then I mean, yeah, it's a little different. But 2 days to prepare for a division opponent after facing another division opponent, that is terrible scheduling by the NFL. If they're going to do Thursday night games, I really believe the Thursday night games should not be division games, because division games are always so tough, and they're always so intense, and I really feel as though the Thursday night games are just, it's like Sunday night games and Monday night games are perfect. If you want to move to like even a Friday night game would make more sense than a Thursday night game. And I get it. They're trying to have the NFL on like 3-4 nights a week, and just take over, TV. But again, going back to player safety, you know, how is that safe for the players? When they're not even fully rested, they're banged up, and they have to go out and go to battle another week. And so that doesn't just apply to the Steelers. That applies to all NFL teams and all NFL players. Um, Beginning of the year is one thing, or even having a Thursday night game coming off of a bye. That's another thing. Like if they're going to do that, there are ways to do it. Because after the Thursday night game, they have like 9 days of they have like nine days of not having a game. So I mean, the backside of it is dope, but the front side is absolutely brutal. So I mean, if they want to do something to where they have this set up for Thursday night games coming off of bye weeks, respect. I mean, that actually could work because they're going to have like an entire almost 10 days off again. So, but yeah, I think I don't want to say they're ruining the game, but they are they are presenting significant challenges in terms of player health and safety that I don't think the NFL is willing to talk about right now because the NFL is trying to make their money. So that's not fair. Um, I talked about the slow start. Um, that last drive, I don't know about anybody else, but I feel as though they should have let them score sooner because at that point, we're talking about our defense. Man, I was really surprised to see, but I think the elements provided like significant challenges. If you go back and look at the stats, I mean, we absolutely won the stat sheet. I mean, we had more offensive yards, we had more total yards, we had more rushing yards, we had more passing yards, we had more first downs. Uh, we had more third down conversions. The only significant category of all that they had over us was fourth down conversions. They had more fourth down conversions, and so you know, I don't know what it was, but they just fourth down was money down for them. They got it done every single time. So yeah, they should have let them boys score on the play beforehand because they would have got the ball back with like a minute, 15 minute, 20 seconds. I thought it was pretty significant that we got the ball back under a minute and we killed our timeout. I forgot why we killed our timeout. We killed our last timeout. I think that's after we got the ball back though. But, you know, there was a lot of questioning as far as Mike Tomlin, accepting that penalty late in the game or just, uh, you know, waving like declining the penalty and letting it be fourth down there. Cause I think it was like 4th and 3, 4th and 2, something like that. Decline the penalty, um, and let them, you know, go for it again on fourth down. If we're gonna put our trust in defense, put our trust in defense. But we have to put our trust in defense without, you know, hurting our offense at the same time because all that stuff just ate away on the clock on the front side. And then on the back side, we got the ball back with 55 seconds or something like that. And I don't know if anybody else noticed, but man, it seemed like we ran like one play, maybe two plays, and it went from 55 seconds to 16 seconds. I was like, bro, what happened? Like, we just got the ball and we lost like 40 seconds like it was nothing. And so, it was what it was. But I feel part of what went wrong was, um, bad clock management. There could have been better. There could have been better clock management, especially after we took our last time out. I feel like they probably should have spiked the ball because once you take that time out, now they know everything is going to the sidelines, and that changes the play calling completely. Um, so yeah, man, um, it was very disappointing, but it was very much it. It wouldn't have shocked me either way, um, because like we went 5-1 in the division last year, and that's the game we lost. And it is what it is. But we're still first place in the AFC North right now. I really hate that we lost the game from a standpoint of, like I said on my other episode, you giving teams hope. You know, Baltimore's always in the mix. They had a bye week, and essentially with that loss, we helped them get closer to us. We can't do that. We can't allow that to happen. So I just wish that there was better clock management. And, I get it. There was a lot being thrown at them in terms of weather and things like that. But the Browns were faced with the same conditions. And, there's really no excuse. It's what they train for. It's what they get paid the big bucks for, right? So we got to, when it goes right, we give them praise. It's not wrong of us to criticize and things of that nature if it don't go right. So yeah, that late game touchdown to Calvin Austin, the play before, I forgot who he threw it to, but that was almost a touchdown, like 2 plays in a row. It's like, man, why can't we do this earlier in the game? Like, if we would have did what I said, went out, got like a 14-3 lead, by the time that snow hit, that's our ball game because we just running the whole game. That would have been our game. All they had to do was come out, execute from the very jump, and there's no having to play catch up. There's no having to, you know, catch up to anything because you'll be in control. You'll be in the lead. I don't understand why we have these slow starts. It's important, especially with Russ at the quarterback, to not have the slow starts. You want a veteran quarterback because they understand the value and the importance of not having slow starts. And you would think with a veteran quarterback, we wouldn't have that problem. You would think with a veteran quarterback, we wouldn't have the issue of red zone efficiency. And they have to get it together because we're in a gauntlet and we got to see the Ravens again. We got to see the Browns again. We haven't even seen the Bengals, and we still got to see the Chiefs and the Eagles. They got to get it together. Myles Garrett pregame, you know how I felt about Myles Garrett pregame. I felt like he was chirping, he was taking shots. Post game, he just took that to the next level, and talking about how he's the best and this and the third. Here it is. That was his Super Bowl. That was all of their Super Bowl. Like, they live to beat us. Like, that's just the facts. They beat us, man. They was out there doing snow angels, having a ball. They was partying. They lit fireworks. Fireworks went up. They probably had a parade the next day because they beat the Steelers. Like, that shows the expectations of that franchise. They are 3-8. They are 3-8. Yeah, we celebrate the win, but they was doing a little bit too much. They was celebrating like, all right, we can go into the offseason now. Fuck everything else. We good. We beat the Steelers. We beat the Ravens. We're good. And I think that just goes down to like, guys not playing 1,000%. And you leave room, like I said on my last episode, you leave hope. You leave room for hope for teams to come back and beat you. If you don't go out there and exert your dominance on these teams, they absolutely have hope and they are coming for you. And trap game or not, it's inexcusable. Without leadership, without coaching staff, I won't accept that. And especially going forward, I don't think that's a good excuse. We have to do better. Point blank, period. So yeah, Myles, he's chirping off right now, but I like to issue a letter of caution, to him, bro. Y'all gotta come see us too. Just like we had to come see y'all, we gotta come see you. And for your sake, I hope y'all win because you talking as if the season's over and it's not over. We have to see y'all. And all you're doing is giving them more ammunition. I expect the next matchup, TJ is going to be absolutely lights out. I don't want him to crash out, trying to prove a point, but he will be absolutely lights out. What went wrong? Again, there was too much back and forth between Fields and Russ. I don't feel like Russ could get into a rhythm. Even though he's on board with being team first and things like that, you have to allow these guys to perform. You know, you got down and distances. They're calculating in their mind like what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, and they might run a play. He might want to run a specific play, and you pulling him out to put Justin Fields in, and Justin Fields don't get the first down. Then man, dang, I was going to run this play, and that probably would have got us the first down. I think we got a little cute because it worked against Baltimore, and so it just seemed like we got cute with the Justin Fields situation. Like I said, I love Justin, but we can't come in against the Browns and do the exact same thing to them that we did to the Baltimore Ravens like 4 days earlier. That's just not going to work. These guys watch film. These guys are going to load up against certain looks, and they're going to be ready for that. And we did nothing to throw a curveball at them or anything. We just went in there and ran the exact same stuff. And unfortunately, that's not going to get the job done. And so I hope they make those adjustments. Arthur Smith and Russ, they FaceTiming their wives. They're not on the South Side. It kind of looks like y'all been on the South Side, bro. Like, just being honest with you. Y'all had great success the first couple weeks. But since the first couple weeks, it's like, all right, these last 2 weeks offensively have not been the best weeks. So, we have to do better. And we can't blame the weather because they were faced with the same adversity. What went right? I really loved seeing Jalen get in the game and make impact plays. Early on, you saw how the change of pace really, really, it was like a true change of pace. Najee wasn't able to get much, going. Jalen came right in, and man, he's so quick. It seemed like as soon as he got the ball, he was like 5 yards down the field. So that was very nice to see. It's nice to see that he's getting over the injury that he had, and he's doing better. As the season goes on. But then again, we can't the play calling. We can't run the ball on first and second down, and then look to Russ and be like, all right, Russ, save us. It's 3rd and 8, it's 3rd and 9, it's 3rd and 10, it's 3rd and 11. Because the first two plays, the run didn't work. So now we're forced to make a pass. Like I said before, it would have been nice to see like, quick screens or like little short slants over the middle, something, just quick passes. Russ is holding on to the ball too long. And I get it, he wants to have home runs, but you can't hold on to the ball that long because you're giving Myles Garrett all the ammunition he needs to be successful. You're holding onto the ball and you're standing there and the line is beat up, they're banged up, they're not able to hold their blocks that long. Again, as a veteran quarterback, I would expect for Russ to know that, and I would expect for Russ to execute in a way that shows understanding of all that. So yeah. GP, leader of the YNs. Is he a distraction? Nah, I don't think he's a distraction. I think the guy was being held all game, dude yanking at his face mask and mouthpiece and stuff like that. And these guys are chirping off at GP. But what I will say about GP is he has to be smarter. He has to know that guys are coming at him because they're hoping that he would do something crazy to get ejected or cost his team a huge penalty. There's a clip with Mike Tomlin and Marquise Pouncey, and Marquise Pouncey was 1,000% correct. But Mike Tomlin challenged him and said, hey, man, I ain't trying to hear all that. It's about the team. We'll worry about that stuff later. But while you arguing, while you doing this, that, and the third, the clock is running. And you're costing your team a chance to win this game. You got sucked right into the bait. You took the bait. And so I will say GP needs to be more cautionary of not taking the bait. It seems like at the slightest, he will crash out because he gonna let you know how you feel. And we love that about GP. But when we're talking about being battle tested in playoff scenarios and playoff situations, you got to understand that in those moments, those things will cost your team the victory. And we cannot have that. So yeah, the Thursday night game was one that you kind of got to just ball up like a snowball and just toss it, launch it as far as you can. But there were things that you could take away from that to make yourself a better player, a better team. When you're faced with, you know, certain aspects of adversity, we have to, we can't just be like, all right, yeah, whatever, and move on. There was a lesson, and even this loss, there was a lesson, you know. And as Russ put, every game is a story. Every game has a story. You know, what does this game tell us? What does this game tell us about the Steelers? What does this game tell us about our season? And how will they respond to it is the question. So, yeah. And that's really all I got in terms of the Thursday night game. You know, much respect goes out to the Browns. Um, but they came out and they competed. You know, our guys, you know, they should have been more locked in from Jump Street, and I feel as though we would have had a better opportunity to win this game. I'm not blaming this game on Boswell. Yes, he missed a field goal, but come on, y'all, it was a 58-yard field goal. And I'm not going to get mad at Boss for that. Boss is a phenomenal kicker. He's a phenomenal talent, and he has been clutch for us. I feel like those odds are not favorable. You got to put your players in positions of favorable conditions, and that wasn't favorable at all. If he would have hit it, amazing. But there were too many plays in the meantime, between time, that the Steelers simply did not execute on that could have won them the game. That would have put them in position to win the game. It's an AFC North division game. It's a battle. We knew it was going to be a battle. And so they just had to go out and execute. And the Browns executed better than they did. Take it, use it as motivation, and the next time you see them, smack them in the face the way they smacked you in the face. That's AFC North football. It's always a battle. And, you know, I just hope they take the lessons from this game and learn from them. So, yeah, y'all, that's all I got today. I just wanted to, again, thank y'all for checking in. This is the new look that we're going with. And I'm going to build on this and bring much more content to y'all. I'm going to begin doing reaction videos. And that's part of the reason why I have this set up now. Because that gives me another branch of the ability to bring more content to you all, and be able to, you know, invite people on, host people, and just have a great time, you know, through conversation, making connections, networking, and that sort of thing. So yeah, y'all, blessings to y'all. I appreciate y'all for checking in. You know, I'm about to sign off. But you know, we here, man. We live. You know, this is going to be a lot of fun. And again, I appreciate y'all for taking time out of your busy day to come kick it with your boy. Breaks over, get back to work. Peace.